So guys, welcome back to yet another T-Man Gaming video. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I do post weekly gaming content, but today's video is just a little bit different. This is like a tutorial video on how to make your own custom thumbnails. So if you do enjoy the video and you find it really helpful, make sure to leave a like down below as well, as it do help the channel out tremendously. So guys, first things first, that you do need to understand using GIMP for making your own custom thumbnails is that you are basically working in layers. For every different type of editing software that you do use to make your own custom thumbnails, you do work in layers. So if you go ahead and go to this little box here, you will go ahead and see that you have a mode, normal, opacity, you have like a little paintbrush, move tool or whatever. So this is basically the box where your layers will be in. So if you go ahead and say file, open as a layer, so here is my pictures that I want to use to make my custom thumbnail. So let's go ahead and open rather this one or this one. I think let's go ahead and open this one just to make it a little bit more flashy. So let's go ahead and say open. So here is your first layer, guys, as you can see, and here is your first layer in this box as well. So if you want to go ahead and add like text or whatever, you go ahead, here is your text tool, but we are not going to add text in for now. We are first going to add in everything that we want to use in the thumbnail. So if you go to file again, open as a layer, you might want to open your YouTube picture that you have. I am going to open mine as well. So if you go over here, you will see you have a scaling tool. So this is basically just to make the picture larger or smaller. So let's go ahead and use the scaling tool to make this picture a little bit smaller. So let's go ahead and take our moving tool. We can move this to wherever, but for now we are going to move this to the side, and I am just going to hit this little eye icon to make this disappear, so we don't move it by accident or don't cut it by accident or whatever. So go ahead and do that. So once you have done that, you're gonna go ahead and open another layer. So this is basically me. I am going to use myself, as you guys can see, for the thumbnail. Now you can use any character, or you can maybe use yourself as well, or use anything that you want. So just get creative with that, guys. Just a little something interest, guys. Once you are done with your thumbnail, you do not want to export the thumbnail as a PNG. As you guys can see, this file is a PNG. It is like 2.2 megabytes. Now if you go ahead and you upload a video and you want to upload your thumbnail to YouTube for that video, you will have a 2 megabyte picture size capacity. So basically you want to go ahead and export it as a JPEG. So that's basically .jpg, and that is the file that's not that large. As you guys can see, these are like a little bit smaller than the 2 megabyte file. So that's that basically. So let's go ahead and open my PNG file. Now as I told you guys that a PNG file has a transparent background, so let's go ahead and say layer, and you go ahead and say transparency. You say add alpha channel. So that basically does assure you that the picture that you are using has a transparent background. So once you go ahead and maybe crop the character out that you want to use, it won't make like a pink or a black or a white background. So let's go ahead and use our path tool. So basically what you want to do with this is you want to crop your character out, as I said. So guys, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I am going to do this just to show you guys. I am going to click on the little eye icon as well for the background. So we have like a transparent background with those little blocks that shows you that it has a transparent background. So let's go ahead and crop out the character. So once you guys have went all around your character, whatever you are using, you just want to go ahead and do this. And then once you come to the beginning that you have, want to go ahead and push control on your keyboard, and you want to click on that beginning. That basically ends off the picture. Now once you have done that, you want to go ahead and hit enter on your keyboard, and then that will create like a selection all around your character. Now what all you want to do now is you want to go to select, invert, and that basically doesn't select the character inside but the background. And then what you want to go ahead and do is just hit delete on your keyboard, and that basically takes away the background. Now once you go to it, select none and use the moving tool. As you guys can see, you have basically cropped out your character that you want to use. So this looks quite rough, and we did do it roughly, so that's not a big problem for me. But I am going to use this on my thumbnail. Maybe I'll do it a little bit more neatly, but that's basically it. So we are going to go ahead and use our scaling tool. We're going to click on our character, and we are going to make it larger and smaller as well. So let's go ahead and scale it. So I'm not going to use it at this size, but you want to go ahead and unhide your background area so you can know where you want to place it maybe. So let's go ahead and click on scale once again. So I think I am not going to make mine too big as well, but I think because I have like a face cam and this picture is basically from that face cam, that is why the picture quality is so poor. As you guys see, I don't have the best webcam, but it does work, and that's basically all that I need. So let's go ahead and just make it like this. Let's go ahead and say scale. Now that's basically fine enough, guys. So let's go ahead and unhide our YouTube logo as well. So you want to move this logo, say around here. Okay, so guys, so you have your little logo here. Maybe you want to rotate it. So let's go ahead and see that it has been selected. So you want to make sure that the layer that you want to rotate, you have selected that layer. So let's go ahead and go to tools in the left top corner, and you want to go ahead and go down to transform tools and rotate. So once you've clicked on that, you have this little box that you can use. So this is like a little slider to maybe rotate it wherever you want. You have your little numbers as well. So let's go ahead and say I'm going to use my slider. I think that might be best for now. Let's say rotate. There we go. Now let's go ahead and grab our moving tool and let's just put it around here maybe. So now you want to go ahead and say you are making a YouTube thumbnail. So you want to add in some text, of course. So you want to go ahead and click on your text tool, and then you want to go ahead and click anywhere that you might want to add text. So let's say I want to add text over here. Okay, so guys, so let's say you might want to add in some text to your thumbnail. So all you want to go ahead is go to your little toolbox over here and go ahead and click on text tool. So once you have selected your text tool, you want to go ahead and click anywhere that you want to add some text. So let's go ahead and say I want to add text over here. So basically you do always to grab attention, use capital letters in your words. So you want to go ahead and say caps lock. Then let's go ahead and type in how to create a YouTube thumbnail. So basically I am going to do it in two different text boxes, so let's use that one. Go ahead and select our moving tool as well. So I think let's go ahead and put it over here. Now you can go ahead and play around with some size as well. Your size, you can go ahead and type it in manually, or you can just use the little like arrows over here. So I think that might be big enough. So let's go ahead and move it wherever we might want it. So let's go ahead and put it down over here. Now guys, we are going to change the color in just a little bit. So do be patient. Now we are going to add in one more text box, so let's go ahead and say how to create a YouTube thumbnail. There we go. So let's say I might want to make this bigger as well. That one is like on 106, so let's go ahead and see what 106 looks like. Let's go ahead and 6. There we go. So let's grab our moving tool and let's put that over here as well. So I think what we might want to do is, let's go ahead and click on our text tool again. Click there, hit enter. Let's go ahead and say hit tab over here. Let's grab our moving tool once again. Let's maybe put it over here. Yeah, I think that might, let's just do that. That might look good, but I think I'm gonna change up the size as well. Let's go ahead and make it say 120. Let's go ahead and make it 140 maybe. I think that might look a little bit better. Let's move our logo as well. Let's move this text as well. I'd say let's put it over here maybe. I think we can make this 140 as well. Let's go ahead and do that. There you go, 140. So I think I'm gonna put that over here. How to create a YouTube thumbnail. Now once you've created your text boxes and everything, as you guys can see, there are just a layer as well. How to create a YouTube thumbnail. Now as you guys can see, this character that I have is on top, and that's basically everything that you add into your thumbnail that you want to use. As you guys could see that I added in some text, it went behind the character. Now this layer is basically on top of everything, so if you move it down maybe and you want to put that, it will be over the face of the character. So let's go ahead and say we might want to add like a little line behind it or whatever. So all you want to go ahead and do is, let's say I'm going to add it behind this one. Okay, so once you are done with your text, maybe say you want to make it any other color that you want, you just click on this little box and this little tab will appear. Now I think the best might be just white for now. That's just basic and everything, but I think that might be best for now. So let's go ahead and say white. So there we go. I think that looks a little bit better. Okay, so let's say you are done with your text and you have changed the color to your liking. You might want to make the text look a little bit better or have a little more pizzazz, or just look a little bit more creative. So let's go ahead and click on YouTube thumbnail. Now you want to go ahead and right click on this, and then a entire list will appear. Now you want to go ahead and go down to alpha to selection, and you want to click on alpha to selection. Now you guys will see that a selection has been created around your text. Then next step is you want to go ahead and say select. You want to go down to grow, and let's say we might want to make it around 5. So let's go ahead and use 5. There you guys can see it has grown by 5. Now you have selected the layer that you want to modify. You can go ahead and go down to this little page that has a plus on it. You want to click on that, then you want to add in a new layer. So this is basically your settings of your layer. I'm going to call it my top layer, and then you want to fill with transparency, because then it has like a transparent background and that. So let's go ahead and say okay. Now you guys can see we have our top layer. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and move that beneath your YouTube text that you want to modify. So let's go ahead and choose like a foreground color. Now I kind of want to make it a purple or red maybe, just to fit in with the logo. So let's go ahead and use red. So once you've chosen red, you want to go ahead and say edit and fill with foreground colors. As you guys can see, it says foreground and background color. let's go ahead and fill that with foreground color. Now let's go ahead and say select, none. That's basically how it will look. Now if this is a little small for you and you want to make it a little bit bigger, all you want to do then is just go ahead and click on it again, right click, alpha to selection, and you want to go ahead and grow as well. Let's say grow by 5 once again. So let's go ahead and use the top layer. You just want to select it, and then you want to say fill with foreground color once again. Then you guys see it has gotten larger. So let's go ahead and say select, none. So I'm going to leave it like that just for now, but we are going to move back to it. So let's go ahead and do this one as well. Alpha to selection, and we'll select. So we have grown this one actually by 10, so let's go ahead and select 10 for this one. There we go. You want to add in another layer. Your settings should have been saved automatically. You want to move that one beneath how to create a thumbnail, and you want to go ahead and use fill with foreground color. There we go. So you want to go ahead and select none once again. So that's basically how you get like an outline of your text, or you can do it with your logo as well. It doesn't really matter. Let's move this one a little bit closer. There we go. So we have a little character, and as you guys can see, you can see the lines where you have cut out your character. That doesn't look too neatly, but you can do the same thing with your character as well. All you have to do is go ahead, alpha to selection, want to say select and grow. Let's say we want to make this one a little bit smaller. Let's say 8. There we go. We have grown by 8. Then you want to add in another layer as well. So that's basically it, guys. All it is just layers and layers and layers on top of layers. So it's quite easy to understand. That's just the basics as I am showing you guys. You can add in another layer as well by using your layer add in layer over here. Now you have your top layer. So that's basically it. You want to go ahead and drag down beneath the characters layer as well. So now you have your selection, and now you have your top layer. That's basically not the top layer, but you guys understand what it is. And I think I'm going to edit and fill that with my background color. So that is like a white selection around it. So that's basically it. You can see that it has a selection around it as well. Most big YouTubers or any YouTuber do that and leave it like that. I'm not gonna do that. So we are going to add a glowing effect to it. So basically what you want to do is you want to add in another layer. So you want to say create another layer and just hit OK. So there it is, guys. Basically you want to go ahead and see, but I think you have to move it beneath this one as well. So you want to click on your character, then once again you want to go ahead and select, grow, and then I think we're gonna make this one 8. Then we have grown by 8 once again. So here is the layer. So my theme of my YouTube channel is actually green. So you have select the color green. If you want to make it whatever color you want, then you go ahead and say okay, I want mine to be green. So let's go ahead and say edit, fill with foreground color. There we go, guys. Now I want to go ahead and say select and none. Now that leaves like a little layer over there. So basically all you want to go ahead and do now, you want to make sure that you have selected the top layer, like the green outline. You want to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then you have your little table that you can play around. Now as you guys can see, it's already like a little glowing effect. Now here is the table. Now if you guys can go ahead and look over here, you have your size X and your size Y. You want to make this a little bit higher. As you guys can see, when you go higher, you have like a little glowing effect. Now you don't want to make this too high. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has like a little layer over here that is you are able to see. I think it adds like a little effect as well, but you don't want it to make it a little too high, because if you do, it starts to disappear, as you guys can see over here maybe, and over here by the neck. Now let's go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. Let's say just like that. So there we go, we have like a little glowing effect around our character. You can go ahead and do this with your text as well. You are free to experiment, guys. Now that's just the basics of GIMP. I know it's hard to learn, and you can go ahead and watch this video over and over and over again. Follow through, make your thumbnail. You can do different types of characters. For example, if you want to make a Call of Duty Warzone effect, you can go ahead and crop that character out as well, and you can go ahead and add text over there. You can maybe add the text behind like the weapon or everything that you have gone, and cut out the character. So you guys can go ahead and get creative with it. You can go ahead and experiment with it. You are free to do this. The software of GIMP is always free to download as well. So yeah guys, that's basically it. That's the basics that I can show you. If you want me to make better thumbnails or whatever, I'll do that, but just let me know down in the comment sections below. So as you guys can see, we basically have a bunch of layers, and that's basically that creates the image. So quite interesting. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9 layers. So that basically consists of our thumbnail. Now this is the thumbnail that I am going to use for this video. Okay, so guys, once you are done with your thumbnail, all you want to go ahead and do is file, export as, and then you just want to export it as a JPG file. As you guys can see, it should be like a JPG file, but let's go ahead and use a tutorial. That's basically it. And yeah guys, once you are sure that it says .jpg, that's basically a picture file, and then all you want to go ahead and do is export. So once you are over here guys, you want to set the quality to 100%. That basically gives you the best quality, and you want to go ahead and export, and then you are done guys. And yeah guys, that's basically it. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like down below, subscribe as well, as it really does help the channel out tremendously guys. We are growing so fast, and we are a really strong family, and I do appreciate every little subscribe and like that you guys are supporting me with. So guys, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.